Ahoy, landlubbers! It's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. And I congratulate you on making it to another Friday. This time is Friday, February the 16th? Hey, it is the 16th, I remembered correctly. Everything's been very difficult lately, but I made it here and you did too, and I'm proud of you for it. So last Friday, we started playing the early 2000s, I guess mid 2000s, I think it was 2006, I think we looked it up at some point. The 2000s era Sam & Max series, starting with the first season of episodic story releases. And that overall season is called Sam & Max Save the World, and it begins with a shorter story component called Culture Shock, about an aging TV star who tries to use hypnosis to recover the fame he felt had been denied to him and lost to time. This time we're embarking on a new mission. This chapter is called Situation: Comedy. I remember very little about this one other than like the setting. I very much remember one of the early ones being set like largely in a TV studio, and I don't really remember anything about it beyond that. One other thing of note is that we have switched over since last week from the Steam PC version to the PlayStation version, which I'm playing on the PlayStation 5, but I think is technically for the PS4. A couple notes on that. One, no condemnation of the functionality of the Steam version. It runs totally fine. It doesn't want to play nice simultaneously with OBS on my computer. That's more of a skill issue, or maybe to some extent a financial issue of I haven't invested enough in this computer for it to want to do all that all at once. 3D graphics are really not the simultaneous streaming jam of my rig, which is why I normally play those things on console. I thought a pre-rendered 2006 game might get around that, and the testing seemed to suggest that it would, and it did not. But we managed to get away with not having too many issues, but I'd rather not have to stress about that constantly for every stream I do on a Friday for half the year. So we're not doing that. We're going to be playing on the PlayStation, and that does mean that the controls and the button prompts and various other things will probably look and play a little different, and it will probably take me a little bit longer to get things done, but I think it's a worthwhile trade, and honestly, I did speed run episode 1, the one we played last week on stream, just to sort of familiarize myself with the controls, among other things, and it really wasn't that bad. It was not as bad as I expected, and I honestly figured it would probably be okay, so, like, I think it'll be fine. Just a little clunky. I think that covers mostly everything before we get started, because I don't know how much there is to recap about the last one. We introduced the characters of the Soda Poppers, who were like 3 sitcom stars from the 70s, who had usurped the fame of one Brady Culture, who I think the backstory was that he had like a TV show for 1 week in the 70s and then just never did anything with his career again, and that's why he was bitter and used hypnosis to manipulate those people into trying to spread his cult, more or less. We also introduced 2 characters from Sam & Max's street in their rundown, dangerous-looking neighborhood. Sybil Pandemic, who is working as a therapist after her tattoo business failed. And Bosco, who runs the Bosco's Inconvenience, Guns, Liquor, and Baby Needs down the street. And it's for all our shopping needs. And other than that, since I don't really know any more about the lead into this story than what it's going to tell us, I don't think I have too much recap. There's some ocular fitness gag in Ep 1. Yeah, definitely. I think, like, when you talk to some of the hypnotized TV stars about Brady Culture's Aibo instead of Taibo video series, they touch on the fact that it's, like, it improves your ocular health. And Keen, I also haven't played these since they came out. I feel like it's going to be a real trip for me. Has PS4 to 5 porting been? I almost never really notice an issue. I mean, like, PS5 is pretty good about backwards compatibility to 4. I feel like anything that you run on the PS4 runs just fine on the PS5. I've never had an issue personally. I also probably am not playing a lot of things that are super graphically intensive, maybe. Oh, you finished The Queen's Gambit? That is a good show. Maybe if there's time or a lull or something, I'll tell you about the weird movie I watched on Valentine's Day. My feelings are very complicated. I also watched Saltburn this week. Woof. Woof. Arf. Bow wow. Zoop. Alright. Let's play Sam and Max Save the World, Episode 2, Situation, Comedy. There are a lot of titles to a lot of things. But it's taken us a long time to get started, so let's play. I don't know. Does it do a full intro sequence every time? Oh, by the way, let me know if the audio balance is weird, because I was really struggling to get this right. For some reason, I was having more of an issue than when I had it set up on the PC. Also, I repositioned my camera slightly to not overlap the subtitle text, but I completely eyeballed it after the fact that I was playing, so I don't know if I got that spacing right either. So give me a shout if I need to adjust something. Oh, fun fact that no one else will care about. When I was replaying Chapter 1, it had to do the, like, extorting a motorist for money bit. There are, like, various vanity plates you can see on the cars you stop, and one of them was Con Man, which, you know, is just a type of criminal, but also is, like, the name one of my favorite bands goes by, and it amused me, because they are called Confidence Man. Hey, Kronos, welcome to the stream, and thank you for the resub. Just in time. There's our tear gas grenade launcher from episode 1.
I got it! Ah! I got it!
Hello. Yes? Yes? Sweet mother of double jeopardy backstroking and butterscotch. We're on our way.
Who was it? The Girl Scouts lawyers again?
That was the commissioner. You will never guess which unduly famous TV personality made the most wanted criminals list this week.
Phyllis
Was it
Diller?
me?
Gavin McLeod? Wake Martindale?
Close. Myra Stump, the darling hawk of daytime talk.
Myra? As in America's mom? The woman who told Tom Hanks to get a haircut? Surely you jest.
She's holding her audience hostage and giving them valuable gifts against their collective will.
It's so
I don't
stupid.
normally endorse the use of the word dastardly, but this is clearly dastardly. I think.
We've got to drive over to the station right away, or at our earliest convenience.
Great, I've been itching to bust some skulls since they canceled my so-called life.
God, there are so many more pop culture references in that run than I thought there were, like, at all in all of these games. I mean, like, they'll make allusions to, like, vague concepts of stuff like that, but, like, I remember Sam and Max doing a lot of, like, really specific topical humor in that way. Yeah, so now that we're on the PlayStation, obviously I don't have my regular mouse cursor, but what I can do is use right stick to just, like, highlight a bunch of crap. Which in some ways is nice because it will highlight stuff I maybe don't necessarily notice, but also is a little tedious. So there you go. Sounding like a Gex game. I don't think we'll get a whole lot more of that. There may be, like, more occasional references than I remember, but I feel like it would have stuck with me if we were just gonna, like, name drop a bunch of celebrities like that. It's pretty weird. Obviously, the giving them gifts against their collective will thing is an Oprah reference, which I think was really timely around the time this game was probably in development. But, you know, you get a car, you get a car. I think most of us are old enough to know that, and if not, please don't tell me, because I don't want to turn to dust and blow away. Yeah, right, Castlearg. Wink Martindale, My So-Called Life. Guess the time period. Hashtag dating this video game? No, I don't want it the answering machine.
It is? Really? Well, thanks. That's all I wanted to know.
It has blinking light this time. In the last episode, he said no one ever leaves a message, but I don't think it had the blinking light before.
Sam, it's me. Open the window. I'm trapped on the ledge again.
Are there more messages, or is that the one?
Sam, come on. I
I feel like there's an obvious solution to that.
Hey, Sam, it's me again. I found a way to solve all three of my problems at once. But I'm going to be needing bail.
I mean, that's how I would have gotten out of that situation, I think.
Hi, Sam. This is your therapist calling. I have to cancel our appointment because I'm giving up the practice to go into publishing. Speaking of which, thanks for all your great material.
Oh, that's not... Don't love to hear that. There we go, it stopped blinking. What's on TV?
Welcome
Can we
back,
see?
America, to day 3.5 of my most special episode ever. You don't want to miss any of our exciting guests coming up this hour. Plus, everyone in the audience is going to be getting a lifetime supply of non-dairy creamer.
We don't need non-dairy creamer. We need sleep.
Oh, I see. You were all thrilled when I gave you cars, then all-expense-paid vacations, and then home entertainment centers. But now, after I worked so hard and sacrificed so much, you'd rather sleep? It's all about you, isn't it? I guess nothing I ever do is good enough for you.
Maybe we'll start using non-dairy creamer someday.
That's more like it. You see, there's lots more fun to come, so stick around, America, and sit up straight. Nobody trusts a sloucher.
Good old TV. It's the only way I still feel well adjusted.
Same, little buddy. This is just what they did to Hercule Poirot. Please explain, Haggis. I don't know. You have a lifetime supply of something? Can you tell me more about that? I've actually always been fascinated by the concept. Because, like, I know that they set some kind of definition that makes it, like, legally a lifetime supply. But, like, I'm always just curious about how that actually plays out. And also just curious about what specific thing you have a lifetime supply of. Is it turtle wax?
Anybody home? Guess not.
Wonder what Jimmy Two Teeth is up to. Hey, cool. It's all of Brady Culture's hair.
Ah, Brady Culture's hair. It makes for an unwieldy but oh-so-enchanting memento of our first case in a long while.
He howled like a sick wallaby when I shaved it off him. Good times.
Good times indeed. Poirot's confidant took his life and made books out of it. Guess that's true. I mean, that happens in Haunting in Venice. But I know that that's been adapted somewhat from the original, so I wasn't sure how accurate that necessarily was.
Hello?
Jerk.
I don't know who responded to that. Alright, let's get out of here. I'm not immediately aware of anything in the office that we need to take. Last time it felt more obvious that there were things to pick up. I have to remember that I have a run button, because otherwise I default to move very slow. Keith says, nowadays if you buy a full case of paper, that's more than I or anyone I know will print in a lifetime, even if I had kids. Bought it some years ago on a sale, and it continues on. So I take it that you just have that lifetime supply. You didn't, like, specifically win a lifetime supply? Gotta check on Sybil. She said she was going to write a book about me. That's a lot of newspaper headlines.
Can I play with that?
No, it drives people crazy.
Who?
Me. Sam, Max, how nice to see you. I don't suppose you have any candid photos of little green men feeling frisky, do you?
Do you mean aliens or just, like, little people who are green? Just bought a case of paper when it was on sale and have infinite. What's weird is, like, that paper doesn't even, like... doesn't, like, printer paper lose some amount of efficacy? Like, I don't think the average person is likely to notice it for their purposes or whatever. But, like, I've heard that, like, it like, kind of goes bad. It doesn't, like, literally spoil, but, like, it doesn't print as well or something. Yes, I bet you could use a lifetime supply of paper. Although, I bet your lifetime supply of paper is also considerably higher than the average person's. I'm just going to say yes to that and hope that we just show her some photos.
Yes. By which I mean, huh?
It's my new career. I'm a tabloid publisher specializing in the thoughtful analysis of groundbreaking news of interest to myself and others like me.
What's it called?
The Alien Love Triangle Times.
Tell me more about that photo you wanted.
What was it you said about a photo?
My new tabloid, the Alien Love Triangle Times, needs a cover photo of an extraterrestrial biological entity, or alien as the unwashed masses calls them, caught getting cozy with some of the locals.
Sybil, I'd like the record to show that although I support you as a friend, your latest project makes my skin decidedly crawly.
Me too, and I like it.
Now, we are talking about a tabloid, so this probably goes without saying, but it feels like we should probably have the photo first if we're trying to write a story about an event happening. Like, we shouldn't make up a thing and then hope to find that picture in the world. If for no other reason, then it feels like that is relatively unlikely to work out the way you want it to. Oh, the fact that I could still ask about the photo means I'm definitely going to actually find it, which is not a thing I remember happening.
So you're a publisher now? What happened to psychotherapy?
I've always had a
What did
fascination
happen to
with the
psychotherapy?
suppressed and the sensual, and for telling people too much about both. Publishing the Alien Love Triangle Times is a logical extension of all my previous careers. Except maybe Vatican spokesperson.
Do you still do
Are
psychotherapy?
you doing any psychotherapy on the side?
Only on space aliens.
I guess that narrows your clientele quite a bit.
No, not really.
Psychoanalyze me. It worked well last
How about
time.
a quick analysis, for old time's sake?
Oh, all right. Think of a number between 1 and 4.
Obviously, 2.
2.
Sounds like inverse paranoia to me.
What don't you mean by that?
Mm-hmm. I thought so.
How about another quick analysis?
Oh, all right. Think of a number between 1 and 4.
3.5.
3.5.
You're selectively audio averse.
I don't like the sound of that.
Stupid. Journalism's a fine career. For you.
There's nothing like good, hard-nosed journalism.
You said it. It's time to find out the real answers to the real questions.
Like, what did those poor cattle do to deserve that?
No. What do aliens do for romance? Do they love? How do they get their otherworldly thrills?
By playing slots in Keno? That'd explain why they're always seen in Nevada.
I think the real question that we're all asking ourselves is, do they poop? And maybe she knows. Do you know if aliens poop?
Have you learned anything interesting since you started this, magazine?
I learned why Elvis had such an otherworldly voice.
Elvis was not an alien.
Sure he was. He just wore makeup to cover his emerald green skin.
Frankly, Sybil, this project is disturbing, as well as distressingly intimate.
Like seeing Stephen King getting a hot butter massage.
Oh, you saw last week's issue.
Is anybody else an alien that we might not know about?
Dr. Phil.
Well, that goes without saying. Is anybody else an alien that we might not know about?
Yes.
Is anybody else?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll be back.
Keep watching the supplies.
Keep watching the supplies? Why the supplies? I guess because it rhymes with skies? Can I have a
Is
tissue?
this the kind with aloe in the sheets for extra softness?
Chloroform, actually. Some of my therapy patients used to get a little rowdy.
I feel like that violates some sort of something. I should ask Vasco, remember that famous book, Everybody Poops? Well, yeah. I don't think that book had aliens in it. Or maybe, like, more importantly, it didn't have, like, mermaids in it. Mostly making a reference. There's a really stupid bit in One Piece where, like, mermaids exist in the world of One Piece. And, like, everyone's like a lot of sailors are like, oh my god, I would love to meet a mermaid. They're so beautiful and whatever. And, like, the story does a lot to subvert those tropes. But then, like, the main character ends up meeting, like, this amazingly beautiful mermaid as, like, a plot point before, like, a major story thing happens. And, like, just to demonstrate the type of character he is, the first thing he says to her is like, "Hey, do you poop?" Sarah likes that the sign is updated with her new job. I like that too.
Samuel, Maximilian.
What the?
Oh, you're probably wondering how I know your names.
Not really.
Psst, it's me, Bosco.
Yeah, I got that. One thing that I generally remember being true is that this series is pretty big on continuity and attention to details. So you'll see a lot of things change over time, and the game sort of be aware of it. Yeah, we might as well arrest him.
Hands in the air, Bosco. You're coming with us.
Good heavens, what is the meaning of this?
We're taking you in for masquerading as a man of class and distinction.
Got him.
What the devil? Surely you jest.
Yes, surely we do. On the bright side, now you can add the police to your long list of paranoia-induced nightmare subjects.
Tcha, piffle, pish posh.
What's with the slanted soup strainer, Bosco?
Bosco? I know not that moniker. I am Lord Reginald Rumplebottom, Earl of Dukedom, the Third.
Sam, what language is he speaking?
I'm not sure, Max, but I think it might be English. No, really, what made you convert to British?
Everybody's got it in for me, that's why.
Yeah, we heard.
Well, I had to get a disguise to throw them off the trail. They'll never find me now.
They wouldn't even know where to begin to look.
Clever clogs.
What sick forces of evil are bedeviling you this time?
It's the skin bodies, man. They're after me.
Skin bodies?
Pardon?
Sounds like a pack of belligerent nudists.
Oh no, the skin bodies are like those horrible hairless cats, but 10 times worse.
Sure they're not 100 times worse?
Yeah, maybe 100 times, maybe 1,000,000.
That's a lot worse.
These skin bodies, what exactly are they doing to you?
Touching your face?
Pinching my shaving cream.
Of all the things of yours they could pinch, why the shaving cream?
So they can shave their bodies, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Not to be rude, but why isn't your fancy pants defense system stopping these skin bodies?
Well, after the whole video delivery conspiracy, I figured I better build something to keep people from bringing stuff into my store.
So?
So, I needed to borrow some of the high-tech detecting parts from B-Tads.
Meaning nothing's stopping people from taking stuff out of the store anymore.
Dash it all! I knew I forgot something.
Feels like a pretty big oversight.
We want to buy something.
Yes, Quite so, quite so.
Yeah, sir, I'm also feeling the absence of Neko. I feel like she would be able to translate some of this and help us understand genuine British culture.
What have you got?
Well, there is still one kind of shaving cream the blooming skin bodies haven't gotten yet.
Oh, yeah, I love shaving.
That's funny. I've never seen you shave.
I didn't mean myself.
And I have a most peculiar device behind the counter.
What peculiar device are you so eager to pawn off on us this time?
It's the latest in Bosco tech innovation. A delightful invention I like to call a chemical-based voice modulator.
Voice modulator? What's that?
I think I remember what that one
It's
is.
self-explanatory.
We don't really have time to explain it to ourselves. Why don't you just explain it to us?
Well, it alters the frequency of your voice molecules. Very useful, very useful.
Maybe I'm just sort of deducing that it's probably just like a helium balloon? Chemical voice modulation? Feel like that's what we're going for?
Do you have any complimentary fresh garlic?
Nope,
Do you have any fine leather jackets?
nope,
Do you have any gumballs the size of your head?
nope,
Do you have any +2 plate armor of limitless squeezability?
nope,
Do you have any Pez dispensers with the head of infamous Mexican revolutionary Pancho Villa?
nope,
Do you have any ketchup?
nope. Oh, wait.
Got you!
Blast! Drat! Dash it all!
Assume that's the last
Do you
new
have
one.
any complimentary friends?
Nope.
So unlike Hit the Road, I don't think there's ever a point where you just have, like, enough money to just always buy what you want or whatever.
We'll take your last can of shaving cream, old chap.
Splendid. Spiffing. Tickety-boo. Just bring it to the counter.
We'd like that voice modulator.
That will be 30 shillings.
Yeah, I left our shillings in my other pants. How much in dollars?
Let's see. 30 shillings would be about 1 million American dollars.
$1 million? No way are we giving out that many tickets.
I think we'll have to find an entirely new revenue stream if we want that voice modulator.
Oh, worth every shilling. Trust me. Trust me.
Really, Duoshneko is here to confirm that that's the exchange rate. The Find Other Jackets is a good reference. I'm sure I should know it, but it's not coming to mind. It is definitely familiar to me. I don't actually know if we can just have the shaving
Thanks,
cream
Vasco.
or how that works.
I could use a shave.
I'll say. Your 5 o'clock shadow goes clear to your ankles.
Horse off, pig! Dog! Pig dog! The skin bodies rule the streets!
Blast! Bugger! Blimey! Bollocks! The little blighter did it again! After him! I mean, tally-ho! Tally-ho!
Don't remember Stuart Little being so hostile. I don't think there's actually anything else I need to care about in here for the moment. I think it's mostly going to be like dialogue and whatever things he talks about being on sale. So I think we just hop in the car and do something there to deal with. I want to check this out though. The camera angle changed. Are there things over here I can deal with? No, but I bet I get good dialogue from... Oh, there's the car again.
Takes me back to my childhood. Alien Love Triangle Times. Looks like they're sold out. Has been Brady culture behind bars.
He finally found a way to become famous. The police blotter.
Incidentally, I didn't notice it when playing through again last week, but I did when I was replaying to get the game set up for tonight. In the first episode, these two like news boxes, the one on the left is the bad news, and then the one on the right still says worse news. Just supposed to shoot them as they go by? Think so. A little harder to tell. Yeah, I don't think there's a hitbox for that. I'm gonna hop in this car and see where the game will allow me to go.
Where are we going, Sam?
The skin bodies can't be stopped!
No, okay, my first instinct was right. The game just didn't want me to forget about it.
After those rats.
Play with the nacho machine. Remind me next time we're in there. I'll do that. I don't know that, like,
There they
most
are.
of the chapters
Let's get
actually let you do
How
that.
do those
and I don't...
laughably small wheels move so fast?
You'll never catch us! The skin bodies can't be stopped!
We're pretty
Take the
close.
wheel,
Can I just
little
shoot
buddy.
them?
I thought you'd never ask.
You can't dodge my shots forever.
Watch us! The skin bodies can't be stopped!
Alright, does seem like I probably can't shoot them without doing something else first.
Give up the shaving cream, skin bodies!
The skin bodies don't give in to nobody!
I might need some other solution to this before I can take them out. Like, I'm not seeing something like passing in the environment that I really think I mean, maybe I can get them to bump into that sign that's in the road? It'd be a little hard to tell.
Missed them. Nope.
Oh. Yeah, that'll work.
Hey, the shaving cream!
Okay, hold on tight, little buddy.
10 points to VascoDaGamer. Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis is where the fine leather jackets line is from. Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh. You're completely right. That's a deep cut and a good call. So I guess I can return the shaving cream to British Bosco. Secret Cub Scout arsenal discovered.
Who goes there? Oh, it's you lot.
Well, I suppose we wanted the shaving cream in the first place, so maybe I don't.
Hello, sir.
What ho, old beans?
We want to buy something.
Quite so.
Yeah, I guess it's just mine now. Okay.
Nothing for...
Indeed.
Probably on to the studio, because we've talked to everyone locally. Good deep cut call. A good... There's probably some clever way to combine those words. Good... A deep call, good cut? It's not that one.
Where are we going, Sam?
The
TV studio.
Goody!
National Spin the Bottle Championship. That sounds like a good way to get mono. I mean, a lot of adventure games have some variation on,
Well,
I can't
here we are, Max.
do the thing you've asked me
TV
to.
station with programs too old to be contemporary, too new to be retro, but consistently derivative enough to be popular. WARP.
Television's so mindless, you can't help but watch.
Oddly quiet in here.
Mysteriously so.
Well, let's find this Myra character and smack some good old-fashioned sense into her.
I don't care if we smack it into her or smack it out of her, just so long as there's smacking involved.
You crack me up, little buddy.
I appreciate the fact that the first thing I see upon entering is an old cannon. But my mom in chat says, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis is where I can't use these two things together comes from. I don't remember the specific one from Indiana Jones. I always think of I can't use these two things together as coming from The Dig. I got obscenely stuck in The Dig and got a lot of mileage out of all of their "that doesn't work" quotes.
Need a broom, little buddy?
I don't use brooms, Sam. I necessitate the use of them.
I hope that's just a prop.
I hope it isn't.
Channel 33 and a third.
It's got a falling star on it.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder how you'll crash and burn.
Yeah.
Stupid dinosaur puzzle. I love that just everyone knows that puzzle from The Dig. I don't actually know that many people who played The Dig, but like that particular puzzle, like I watched the streamer Day9 play that like a long time ago, and like I think he spent like an hour just trying to do the dinosaur puzzle, and that sounds about right. That puzzle is horrible.
Hey, even the scaffold is just a prop.
Yeah, from that show about the TV crew that solves crimes around the station using advanced forensics and overly dramatic reenactments.
Come on, who ever heard of a crime at a TV station?
Okay, so fake door, I don't have to worry about some location being over there. Ball, apple crate.
Once used for apples, now used for derrieres. Stand aside, casually attired stagehand. We're Sam and Max, freelance police.
We've come to save some pathetic hostages from the clutches of...
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. Number one, I'm not a stagehand. I am the director. The director!
Could a fool...
Number two, we're no longer holding the auditions for animal cops with crippling mental disabilities and a lust for dance.
Oh no, we're not actors.
You got that right. I don't think I've ever seen worse acting in my entire life. And yes, I have seen Keanu Reeves' performance in Toast, the musical.
Sam, I think my hypersensitive ego may need stroking.
Don't look at me.
Next? Who's next?
I really, I don't know if it has something to do with the fact that we've got the heavy TV theme going between the last episode and this one. I really don't remember there being so many, cultural reference. I mean, things like the reference to, the Pez dispenser of, Mexican Revolutionary, that feels very, Sam and Max, past stuff, historical stuff. Those types of references feel very at home. The, very contemporary for the time stuff feels weird. We're looking for Myra. I was told there'd be smacking.
We're looking for Myra Stump, the darling hawk of...
Do not mention that name in my presence.
Which name? Myra or Stump?
Either and or both.
What's your beef with Myra?
Let's just say Myra and I have creative differences. I'm creative, and she isn't. I'm sorry.
Roasted.
What was your question?
Will you tell me more about that so I can leverage against one of the two of you later?
You and Myra. Why the hate?
Look, Myra runs her show her way, and I run every other show my way. If she doesn't want me on her set, I could care less.
You mean you couldn't care less? If you could care less, then you do care some, which doesn't really...
No, I was right. I could care less, because I care even less about what you're saying right now.
Oh,
no, that's...
burn!
Quiet, knucklehead.
I don't think that actually makes sense. That's fine.
What are you doing here, anyhow?
What am I doing here? I'm holding auditions for Midtown Cowboys. What are you doing here?
Midtown Cowboys? The critically panned but publicly adored sitcom about two cattle ranchers trying to make it in Midtown Manhattan?
Yes, well summarized.
You're hiring extras?
No, I'm hiring the stars. The two main characters went on Myra a couple days ago, and I haven't heard from them since.
It is a problem.
Replacements ASAP.
Sam, did you hear that? If we can pass one lousy audition, sitcom stardom will finally be ours.
Rocketing to fame for the most insubstantial of reasons. That truly is the American dream.
More so now than ever.
We'd like to apply for that instant stardom you promised.
You want to audition? Well, if there were anybody else here, I'd tell you to forget it, but okay.
All right! What do we do?
I'm going to have you play a scene from Old Yeller. Tell me you've seen it.
I'm not into horror movies.
It's the classic boy gets dog gets rabies, boy shoots dog story. Max, I want you to play the boy.
Yes! Boy! That is so me!
And Sam, you play the dog.
Oh.
Okay, Sam, ready? I need you to act like you've got full-blown rabies. Understand?
What's my motivation?
You're a mad dog. Now, show me rabbit.
Grr.
No, dig deep. You should be just frothing mad.
Shaving cream. Can I use this on me?
Brilliant! Now that's what I call diseased.
Thank you. First off, I'd like to thank all the little people who...
Zip it. Okay, Max, you've just realized your dog is walking death, and you'll have to put him down for the good of society.
Really?
You're sad, you're despondent, you're grief-stricken. Now, show me the emotion.
I got this one too.
Boo-hoo?
You call that emotion? I've seen Myra show more emotion, and she ought to be declared a national Botox reserve. Grief, I said. Give me grief.
Leftover tear gas grenade launcher. Activate.
Perfect. Now, the fateful moment has arrived. Despite your immense grief, you must put your beloved companion out of his misery.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Idiot. What demonic force possessed you to do that?
The demonic force called acting, Sam. You should try it sometime.
Good thing I had my anti-hypnosis helmet built into my hat, or I'd have one too many holes in the head.
Bravo. Bravo!
Didn't
Such
seem to fit
realism,
last time.
such
Impressive leap in
authenticity.
technology.
I was convinced you were actually shooting him. How did you do the sound effects?
You don't want to know.
The search for the Midtown Cowboys is over. You're hired. Head to the set next door and we can begin filming immediately.
Let's hurry, Sam. We only have 14 minutes and 55 seconds of fame left.
Very good. And Ego, welcome to the stream. Sudden art style change is alarming. I mean, were you not here for last week? This is a continuation of the new style that we picked up last week moving into the 2000s. Toes look significantly less cursed. Well, I'm glad you think so. I feel like it's not a significant difference. Neko, you did miss... We'll have to go back. One of the characters has become very British, and we may need your help translating it. I remember that being more of an ordeal for me the first time.
All right, people, let's
Probably
get the
because I
stage
didn't have the
set up.
shaving cream.
Celebrity host will be here any minute. Oh, right. The crew's working on Myra. Stupid, no talent, fat face.
I can hear you. Midtown Cowboys. Oh, she moved very suddenly.
Weren't you just...
I think she just defied the laws of physics.
Sorry, you'd be amazed how many times a day I have to do that. Things tend to be hectic here.
Doesn't bother us a bit. Sam and Max, consummate professional actors, reporting for duty.
You said duty, Sam.
I knew you guys were right for this show.
Speaking of which, could you perhaps explain the show a bit?
Okay, here's the drill. On Midtown Cowboys, you play a pair of cattle ranchers trying to raise a herd in an apartment in Manhattan.
Obviously.
My Uncle Ernie did that, except it was pigs. And not in an apartment.
I only see one cow.
It's a small herd. You're struggling, okay?
Okay.
You've got this landlord, Mr. Featherly, who has a very strict no cows policy.
Devilishly inconvenient.
I begin to see from whence the hilarity sprouts.
Yes, Featherly is always barging in, and you try to hide the fact that you have a cow in the apartment. Lots of sight gags, usually something gross winds up happening. Simple enough?
Great. Where's the script?
Well,
Fully
there's a
improvise.
slight hitch. The cow ate most of the script, so you're going to have to ad-lib the show.
Ad-lib?
Yes, make it up as you go. Improvise.
Well, I guess our regular life has given us plenty of practice.
Don't worry, you'll be working with Philo Pennyworth, who plays Featherly. He's a brilliant actor, classically trained, Globe Theater and all that. Just set him up to do something funny, and he'll handle it from there.
Check. Anything else?
Actually, yes. We did save one line from the script, and it's really important to work it in, because it's the product placement that pays for the whole show. One of you will have to say the line.
Me, pick me!
All right, Max, your line is this. Better get the serious toothpaste.
I like it already.
No idea where this is going, but we'll find out together. We'll do it live.
We're as ready as we're ever gonna be. Let's start taping the show.
Okay, now remember, your landlord's at the door, and you don't want him to know you've got a cow in there. Ready? Action!
You're probably hiding a cow.
I know you're hiding a cow.
All right, I know you've got a... Oh, for pity's sake, this will never work if you're not even going to try to disguise the cow!
Cut!
Amateurs.
Let's get the set back the way it was.
I didn't realize that pulling the cow's tail would cause the door to open. So we actually have used... Oh man. I think this must have been added later. They couldn't possibly have had the Telltale Games poker night thing by the time they made Sam & Max Episode 2. It involved a bunch of intellectual property they wouldn't have had use for at the time. I guess we take the weird lampshade and put it on the cow's head and pretend that he is a chef. And then the chicken will eat the poop. Totally normal Friday activity.
Let's have another go at that scene, shall we?
Okay, now remember, your landlord's at the door, and you don't want him to know you've got a cow in there. Ready? Action!
Why did I agree to this acting job? Did detective work not work out? No, we're currently on a case to, like, stop... there's like a TV presenter who has hypnotized her audience, or has become hypnotized and is like mistreating her audience. We're supposed to stop it, but in order to get there, we have to like break into the TV studio. Guess I'm not putting it on the cow's head, just on the cow.
There we go. Life of the party.
Now he comes in, because one activity will make him come in.
Aha! I know you've got a... Well, who's your guest, boys?
A cow wearing a lampshade. I'm tempted, but we would be here all night if I just took every opportunity to screw this up.
This is the French chef we hired to satisfy our inexplicable, insatiable craving for omelets and duck à l'orange.
And frog's legs. I like mine extra crispy.
Oh, a French chef, eh? I love French bread and French fries. I went to Gay Paris one time myself, you know. It was back in my army days.
I don't care if it is just a prop. I'm not touching that with my bare hands.
Do something funny.
Do something funny.
Hey, comedy's hard work.
I guess I pulled the cow's tail?
I'm sorry, what was that you said?
Obviously moo goo gai pan, a delicious type of food.
He said moo goo gai pan. It's a French dish the chef has just made.
Whoa, super! I'll try some of that. Where's the plate? For heaven's sake, I can't possibly reach it all the way up there. Work with me, people.
Cut! Let's get the set back the way it was.
It's tough just because, like, it's not that the concepts are all that difficult to grasp in this improvised nonsense play that we're creating. It's just that, like, without trying it a few times, it's pretty difficult to know what things will trigger what and in what order. Like, it was pretty clear early on we wanted to get him to eat the poop, which is, again, a very normal activity.
We're not taping the show.
But, like, I didn't know that he would demand a plate. So I guess when he's talking to the cow, then I get the plate and scoop the poop.
Let's have another go at that scene, shall we?
See if you can squeeze in some gross out humor this time. Ready? Action!
Open up in there. I know you're hiding a cow.
Let there be light.
I feel like by the time I will, like, have an intuitive sense of how all the prompts in the scene work, it will also have finally been completed. Guess this reminds me of the Babelfish puzzle from Hitchhiker's Guide. Trial and error puzzle. It's definitely a trial and error style puzzle, unfortunately. Not a huge fan of those, but I do like the premise here.
Well, who's your guest, boys?
Demolition's right, I really should say it once for posterity.
It's the cow we've been raising here in the apartment with a lampshade on its head.
We put it on there to fool you into thinking the cow was someone else.
Cut!
Please don't say that. That's my job.
So
how am I expected to create art if you're not even going to try to perpetuate the farce?
I
love how
you can do better than that.
I love how intensely they explain it.
The way it was.
Like, it'd be one thing for him to just simply drop, like, it's the cow we've been raising in our apartment with a lampshade on its head. But then for Max to have, like, a whole subsequent line, like, unnecessarily explaining it further, for some reason, that really got me. Just like, yeah, like, really belabor the point.
Let's have another go at that scene, shall we?
Don't forget to work in Max.
Yeah, I know. Look, we gotta get him to eat poop before we can talk about toothpaste, alright?
Open up in there. I know you're hiding a cow.
Let there be light.
Like I said, she doesn't know how to best express her disappointment. give it a shot. What's the thing that's disappointing you right now?
There we go. Life of the party.
The fact that we've disappointed the chicken? You seemed upset about that the first time when it wasn't intentional.
Aha! I know you've got a... Well, who's your guest, boys?
Go. You've been raising an arm for it. With the lampshade on its head.
This is the French chef we hired to satisfy our inexplicable, insatiable craving for omelets and duck à l'orange.
And frog's legs. I like mine extra crispy.
Oh, a French chef, eh? I love French bread and French fries. I went to Gay Paris one time myself, you know. It was back in my army days.
Give me plate. Give me plate?
Goodness, who left this lying here?
Combine plate with what's it?
Say, what's this? I'm sorry, what was that you said?
Oh, he'll prompt himself, even if I don't do it? Yeah, that would have been good to know a minute ago. It's moo gai pan.
He said moo goo gai pan. It's a French dish the chef has just made.
Whoa, super! I'll try some of that. Where's the plate?
I can't help but feel this is all terribly wrong somehow.
Aha! Interesting.
Good Sam's face.
That's one word for it.
There's a familiar flavor. Fennel, maybe?
Now I just need to get... I need to get Max to say the line and then we're done here.
This moo whatever stuff is really good. What's it called in English?
Cow pie.
Really? Well, that's funny. It sounds just like... Ah!
Now?
Oh, okay. I thought that was going to be part of the puzzle.
Serious toothpaste.
Zoom in and cut.
Phew.
That was
I probably should have tried having him say that at some random point in the scene to upset everyone.
I'll be in my dressing room refreshing my muse. Don't call me for at least an hour.
Nice.
Is that what we're calling it?
Here's a clip for your reel.
Thanks.
Let's get the set back the way it was.
I think I'm literally going to be laughing to myself about that stupid cow joke for like a few days at least. It says, you said the line even though you said you'd be here all night if you did. Based on how this is going due to trial and error, it's going to be a very long night. Nah, we were already most of the way through the thing. We're fine. It's fine. Get out of here. Cooking without looking. Wow, this set is really creepy to me. So this set looks like a dead end, whereas the other one had another place it could lead to. Although that was also the door that the chicken came through.
How do you do that teleportation trick where you're always everywhere ahead of us?
Trade secret, honey.
You should ask my sister about the recent Pokemon DLC. She has feelings about how the characters be doing that all the time.
How do you keep it so clean in here?
The complete absence of anything resembling food is helpful.
I do that in my house, too.
Aren't there fruits or vegetables of any sort around here?
Nah.
Just the crew. I never get tired of that one. Okay, actually, no. We strive for realism, and the average bachelor kitchen doesn't contain any natural plant life except mold.
What's the story with this show?
Cooking Without Looking? It's a cooking show aimed at motorhead bachelors who have never seen the inside of a grocery store.
Is there a big demand for that?
You'd be amazed.
Where's the host? Is he in watching the Myra show?
No, he's one of the few who isn't. He got food poisoning while he was taping last week's show. Right in the middle, in fact.
Was it gruesome?
Oh, I see.
Yes, and unfortunately, this show goes out live.
You hate to see it. Unless you're into that, in which case you love to see it.
Can we get a tape of the show?
This one? No, it's broadcast live. We don't tape it.
See ya.
Probably.
Oh, man. I like that if you position yourself in front of the active camera, like you actually see yourself on the playback. That's funny.
This fridge isn't even a fridge. It's a fake.
I bet this cowboy hat comes right off.
Hey, Sam, can I?
No.
Aw, but I want to. Can I?
That's quite an assortment.
They must have scoured every toxic waste dump in the state.
I don't think I have any sense of what state Sam and Max live in.
This is quite realistic.
Like that animatronic kid on The Cosby Show.
They probably do have a canonical location. I mean, they were on, like, a map of the U.S. when in Hit the Road.
I think this is one of those cooler things they use on medical shows to transport donor spleens.
What's it doing on the set of a cooking show?
Some knowledge is better left unclaimed.
Now, I'm not immediately sure what I might need in here.
That's enough lard to clog the arteries of a major metropolis.
Or start a circus of greased squirrels.
I rue the day you lost your NEA funding, Max.
I'm gonna come back here if I need something. Kinda just messing around for now. Who's never going to be a millionaire? It me, Vasco!
Look, Max, there's the door to Myra's set. Let's get in there and liberate her literally captive
who is
audience.
that guy?
Sam,
I vaguely
the
remember
hostages.
him.
There's somebody famous. It's Hugh Bliss.
Who, Bliss?
No, Hugh Bliss. Inventor of prismatology. Helped millions unlock the power of their personal color spectrums.
Right, the stage magician turned happiness guru. Like we didn't have enough of those already.
Dime a dozen.
Fine, but if he magically pulls another rainbow butterfly out of somebody's ear, I'm leaving.
Hi, Hugh Bliss.
Hi, I'm Hugh Bliss.
Yeah, we know.
And you are Sam and Max, freelance police.
How'd you know?
Do you believe in magic? 'Cause I do.
Show us a magic trick.
Dazzle us with a feat of legerdemain, why don't you?
Okay, I'll show you the magic of prismatology in action. Pick a color, any color.
Ochre. No, mauve. Burnt sienna.
How about a color I've heard of, Pick a color, as long as it's red, green, or blue.
I've been told that green is not a creative color.
It's not easy being green.
Oh, but it is, with magic. I know
We need
what
to
you're
get a
thinking.
photo of this man.
Is it real, or is it illusion?
Say, Hugh Bliss, can we get a picture with you for our scrapbook of instantly forgettable memories?
Splendid
The Sam and Max
idea.
phrasing.
I wish I'd thought of it. Oh, and in fact, I did. Hence the camera. Now gather round.
But how will you take the
I
picture?
like that his subtitles
By
changed colors.
Magic.
Okay.
Say, chocolate-covered puppies.
Chocolate-covered puppies. So where's the picture, Magic Man?
Oh, my.
Oh,
I
no.
seem to have misplaced it. Check your pockets. Maybe I left it there.
I forgot how much I like to hate Hugh Bliss. He's delightfully terrible. He's a very good, dislikable character. By the way, why are you here?
So, Hugh Bliss, what brings you to WARP?
I, too, am here to meet Myra.
How do you know we came for Myra?
Oh, don't you see? I can read your mind.
As the resident doubting Thomas of this crime-fighting duo, I consider it my civic duty to say, prove it.
Okay, think of something, anything.
Mika says he's an alien or very sick. Since you joined the stream a little bit late, earlier on we were talking to Sybil, who we met in last week's stream, who had moved over to publishing a tabloid and was looking for a photo of people interacting with an alien for her cover, and she wanted a photo of green men. And so, even though I wasn't immediately thinking of that when I asked him to change color when he was green, I was like, oh, I've done it. We're here now. Pennies on the eyes of a dead mime. Good throwback to the last episode. Enough of this ridiculous farce. Feels decidedly similar to Lord I Tire of this Drivel. How about just a really specific number?
6,373,411.98.
Sam?
Lucky guess.
Was it? Think of something else. Pennies on the eyes of a dead mime.
Well?
I must have been silently mouthing the words.
Really? Think of something else. Hugh Bliss is a big fat charlatan.
Was he right?
Big deal. Everyone thinks that.
Oh? Think of something else.
No, what I need to get him to say, but I don't think I know what it is yet.
Enough of this ridiculous farce.
Stop it.
Do me! Do me!
Oh my! That's unspeakably depraved!
Yeah, you got it! Wow, you're amazing.
Why do you want to
What's
see
your
my
business with Myra?
I'm to be a guest on her show, silly.
Yeah, silly.
I'm spreading the word about my new book, Emetics, the handbook for multicolored happiness. Take a copy when you leave.
Can you just give us the 10-word summary instead? We're on a pretty tight schedule.
10 words. Oh my! How about prismatology is the answer? Unicorns are pretty, and rainbows too. That's 10.
Tell me more, even though I just said I didn't want to hear more.
What's the story on this prismatology flapdoodle?
Prismatology is only the greatest intellectual, emotional, and spiritual revolution ever to grace this fair planet.
Thank goodness we have someone who can give an impartial assessment.
Shh! Tell us more.
Join Prismatology today, and you too can experience the magic of true bliss.
That goes against everything I've ever hoped for, and yet now I'm strangely attracted to the notion.
Snap out of it, little buddy. We've got a case to solve.
It's probably all we need for now.
Sorry to interrupt your little joy fest, but I've got a situation here.
Never fear, pretty lady. Hugh Bliss is here.
Yeah. Anyway, our game show host went on Myra hours ago, and he still hasn't come out. Think you can fill in till he gets back?
Can a butterfly fly? Yes, it can. Oh, what do I do?
When a contestant comes to the podium, just read him a question from the card. Then, when he gets it wrong, insult him and tell him to get off the stage.
Oh, no. Prismatology teaches us to love everyone, no matter what.
Right, just read the cards.
Okay. I still love you.
Can't believe I forgot about Hugh Bliss. What a great character. And also a terrible character. Let me just go on the game show real quick. See if I can win $1 million for that thing I wanted.
From somewhere deep within the bowels of WARP.
Oh, I think I have an idea.
A millionaire with special guest host Hugh Bliss.
Hi, I'm Hugh Bliss.
Our first contestants are a pair of professional freelance police officers. They enjoy firing their guns randomly and running over things. Please welcome Sam and Max.
I do love those things.
Listen, Sam, they love us.
I think we probably have to turn him red so he seems angry.
The rules. If you can answer even one question correctly, you'll walk away a
Stupid game show.
Start loading the armored cars, Hugh, because my brain's stuffed with enough worthless trivia to power a small Chilean village for decades.
It's true.
Okay, are you ready? Oh, happy day. It's an easy one. If a man sets out from the Horsehead Nebula in a spaceship traveling at thrice the speed of light, and his father leaves from Rigel 2 at the same time going half the speed, how many nanoseconds will it be before time paradox causes the first man never to have been born?
Great question. No chance.
I'm gonna go with my gut and say, Hugh Bliss.
I'm flattered, but no, that is completely wrong. You lose!
This is an outrage. I demand a recount.
We do have a fabulous consolation prize, a copy of Emetics by me, Hugh Bliss.
Oh, he's Hugh Bliss.
No
I
thanks.
forgot.
I'm content to leave with just my burning shame and newfound sense of inadequacy.
I've always had mine.
Find out which poor schmuck will be the next to blow his chance at millions right after these messages.
So I have to doctor the card so that... Hang on.
Apparently, WARP can't afford armed guards for their game show questions.
That's
Either have to,
cheating,
like,
Sam.
write an easier
Don't
question
get your
or
pretty
somehow
long
get
ears in
him...
a twist, little buddy. The answers aren't on here.
In life, there are no answers, only questions.
Another prismatology credo?
No, I read that on a cereal box. I'm seriously deficient in riboflavin, by the way.
You're seriously deficient, all right.
Sick burn. So maybe if I read the card at Hugh Bliss, then he will read my mind and answer it or something?
Oh, Hugh Bliss, we've got something for you.
No gifts. All I need is love. Sweet love.
Oh, I don't like the way he said that.
Oh, there's no crying in prismatology.
What about dying in prismatology?
In my experience, shooting beloved happiness gurus tends to be frowned upon by the general public.
What do I do with the cards?
I can't see how anybody would ever be able to answer any of these questions.
I'm not actually sure they'll let me leave with them.
It's polite to knock. You do know we're taping a show here.
Then why aren't you at your desk?
It's Myra Stump herself! Yourself.
Can we come in?
Can we come in and see the show?
Can you? Don't you mean...
May we come in and see the show?
That's much better. No, we're at full capacity. The only people getting in now are famous people who are appearing on the show.
Well, we're the Midtown Cowboys now. We have a tape. I could give it to you. It's roughly the same quality as that clip from Mac and Me that Paul Rudd really likes.
May we appear as guests on your show?
I excel at talking about myself.
Are you famous?
Perhaps. In an internet petition or there ought to be a law kind of way.
Not good enough. I'll need evidence of your explosive star power.
I blew up a public restroom last week.
I want to see a copy of your recording contract, for one thing.
Well, what if we...
Recording contract and a clip from your hit TV show. You're not anybody these days if you don't act and sing.
Recording contract, TV clip.
Piece of cake.
No cake. I'm on a diet. But I will naturally need evidence of the latest juicy scandal you've been involved in.
We have to be scandalized?
Of course. What kind of show do you think this is?
Are you sure you want us to answer that?
Look, it's very simple. Show me a recording contract, a clip from your TV show, and some evidence of a scandal, and I'll squeeze you in.
Oh, is that all?
So the scandal's gonna be us on the tabloid cover when we give that photo to Sybil. The recording contract will somehow be the result of us getting the voice changer from Bosco. I'm not entirely sure how we get the $1 million, probably from winning this game show, because you won't possibly ever be a millionaire or whatever. Not sure how to cheat enough to win that.
As
I do
it
have the
happens, we
sitcom,
brought
though.
a clip of our wacky hit sitcom, Midtown Cowboys. We're the stars.
Well, I'm certainly impressed with how far standards for entertainment have fallen in this country.
Thanks?
But you're also going to need a recording contract and a nice juicy scandal to be a guest on my show.
How you doing, by the
Eyes
way?
look a little spirally. Are you feeling all right?
Of course I am, sweetheart. By the way, when was the last time you brushed your teeth? And you should really be flossing.
You certainly sound like your normal self. But why are you keeping everybody in there?
I'm just doing what I always do. Slave and toil to put on the best show possible. It's just, after opening presents from well-wishers, I felt so compelled to make this show extra special.
Was one of the presents, Ibo hypnotic VHS tape?
Don't be alarmed, but I'm beginning to suspect that you might be hypnotized.
Don't be silly. Hypnotism is just an excuse people use today to abdicate responsibility. I hate how this country's become a bushel of Bill and Betty brainwashies.
Hypnotized or not, that sounds like Myra's patented blend of lovingly cutting criticism and charismatic know-it-allatry.
By the way, release the hostages.
How about letting your hostages go now? What do you say?
Hostages? They're my guests. You know, if there's one that fries my burger, it's the rampant victim culture in American media today. Oh, boo-hoo! Myra's audience all got luxury minivans. Now they have to worry about where they're going to park.
Bah! I know what you mean, Myra. It's like I'm always telling people, don't think of it as a bullet wound. Think of it as a transfusion opportunity.
Well, that's upsetting in its own right. I do feel like her remark is a little ahead of its time from 2006. Social media has really emphasized that point. Well, we'll come back later.
My autograph book. We'll be right back.
It's too nice to stay indoors. You boys should go play outside. And you should stop making that face, dear. It'll stick if you're not careful.
What face?
It still weirds me out that she was just like waiting for someone to knock. Alright, so we are allowed to take the cards. She really doesn't seem to have cared about that. Maybe it's as simple as if the cards are gone, he'll just ask us something that he's thinking about. But I have one thing I know I can do outside of here, so I'm just gonna do that while I'm thinking of it.
I just don't see how you can sing and be a judge. I don't think the public would swallow that.
Hey, Sam, do my eyes deceive me, or are those our formerly hypnotized former child star
How did we get in here? I thought this was the door out.
Sweet jellyfish paste on a stick, you're right. What are the odds?
Did we find another judge? What about one of those guys?
I don't suppose either of you would be interested in being a judge on Embarrassing Idol, the hot new show where we make uncomfortable entertainment out of people's misplaced faith in their own singing ability.
Oh, me! I promise I'll be completely unbiased in my abuse of the contestants.
Fine. Take a seat.
Goody! I get to sing!
Welcome back to Embarrassing Idol. The judges are
well, I'm gonna need that voice
so
changer to win, so
first contestant,
let the farce begin.
Am I blue? Who are you? Can I fly?
Well, that was a bit sloppy, but I particularly liked how you hit that high note. That always impresses me.
I think I need to change out my question cards with his index cards.
I'm definitely voting for you. After all, you are my brother.
Well, that seems quite
impressive.
biased.
You sound almost exactly like a sick cat being dragged through rusty farm machinery. But this is a singing contest, so I think I'll have to vote for someone else. Is there anyone else?
Not so far.
Yay!
Yes, I must exchange my cards for those cards. Classic card game trading scheme.
Nah.
What do you mean, nah? What do you mean, nah? This is definitely the solution. Oh my god, hitbox. Where? They were there a second ago. Okay, fine, take them.
Sure, take them. I've got them memorized. Am I blue? Who are you? Can I fly?
Very impressive.
So I'm going to need to turn Hugh Bliss blue. So I just don't need these cards, I just need them to be gone. That feels a little weird, but I accept. But why is there an acid pit? Just incidentally. And there's a shark in it. Why is there an acid-resistant shark?
Water?
It's acid, brain freeze. Don't you ever watch the show?
Use Big Gun on him? I mean, I use Big Gun pretty much all the time, but it rarely does the thing I want it to do, which is apply the dead condition.
That would hardly be sporting.
Also, hello, Arcadius. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Let's head back to Midnight Cowboys. And then we'll get Hugh Bliss to change color. And then we'll win $1 million. Looking forward to it. At some point, I might figure out how to leave this cursed place. That's this one. This is fun. I mean, like, I'm very biased. I like TV and playing with TV genres and stuff, but I enjoy this quite a lot. I'm surprised I don't remember more of this particular one. Let's just put the lyrics in the card slot.
Hey, a perfect fit.
Sure no one will notice that. I mean, they haven't. They probably should.
Hi,
That's
Hugh Bliss.
Hi, I'm Hugh Bliss.
I challenge you to change colors again.
Okay, pick a color. Any color.
Blue.
Do blue, Hugh.
Oh. Bye.
Whee!
Just approach the podium, right? I don't have to
We've
talk
got
to
another
her.
contestant. Hit it!
Got the same
Welcome
contestant
back.
again.
Our next contestants are these guys again.
Yeah. Scattered applause.
Are you ready? The question is, am I blue?
Yes.
Yes, Hugh. Yes, you are.
Well, what do you know? That's absolutely right!
Yes.
Congratulations!
Got him.
You're a millionaire!
We're rich! Filthy rich!
We just went bankrupt, so we will not be back after these messages.
I don't believe it. Well, this is awkward, but we don't actually have $1 million in cash.
Sweet mother of all quiz show scandals.
We'll have to give you $1 million worth of food stamps. They're right over there.
Hold on.
We do
Can
it.
you buy deep-fried licorice ropes with food stamps?
We'll take it. 1, 2, 3, 174, 175, 999,999, and $1 million.
Let's go spend it, Sam. It's burning a hole in my pocket.
It's putting quite a bulge in mine.
Doesn't look like it's actually taking up that much space. It is. I think shooting the idle cast would be great sport. I mean, it'd certainly be the most dangerous game. And like I said, she missed how we exchanged the question cards. So we found another TV set that we hadn't explored yet, which was like an American Idol thing, and someone was reading awful song lyrics off of index cards. And we took his index cards, the first lyric being, "Am I blue?" And we just slid it into the place where we took the original question cards from. And then he read it out and we made him blue, so the answer was yes. And then we did it. The money is mine. How do I get out of this place? I now have, like, probably 2 things I need to do. And all the doors seem to lead to more TV. This aisle just has more soup. Don't ask why I'm buying clothes at the soup store. Is it... I really feel like didn't I come through that door on the left? I'm gonna ask her how to leave. I don't think she'll actually tell me.
Hi, Mom. Hello
Don't talk to the TV
Hi.
camera. Okay, maybe there's another door in Idle. Oh, yes. Okay, so that's how I got confused. They set up this whole embarrassing Idol set after we left, because this is the door we came in that says, "This door will be locked and the camera switched on for an impromptu reality show," which I guess should have been my first sign that this was going to happen. Anyway, let's see if we can exchange this $1 million equivalent of food stamps for a helium balloon so that we can win Embarrassing Idol and also have a scandal printed in the tabloid. So yeah, obviously we've reincorporated the Soda Poppers characters from the first episode. You will find that over time, a lot of characters get cleverly repurposed. I won't say any more than that, although, to be honest, I'm not sure I remember enough specifics to really spoil too much, but I'll let the games speak for themselves. I think if I just talk to her, I'll be able to present the photo. No, I don't think so.
So you're looking for a cover photo of little green men canoodling, right?
Yeah, though I'm kind of desperate at this point. Basically, I can use anything as long as there are 3 beings in the shot and at least one of them's an alien. It is the Alien Love Triangle Times, after all.
Yeah, that's fair.
How about another quick analysis?
Oh,
we didn't do all the
right.
numbers.
Think of a number between 1 and 4.
You can do 1 or 3.
1.
You have boundless apeirophobia.
What's that?
The usual.
How about another?
Oh, all right.
3.
You're harboring feelings of guilt over previous feelings of remorse.
That's so true.
It's so Raven. All right, let me go show her this photo.
Keep watching.
Dude.
Sam, this is perfect.
I like the toss.
This photo is a capstone. It succinctly summarizes over 30 years of extraterrestrial-related photographic evidence.
Sybil, that photo is a hoax.
Exactly. I couldn't have asked for better. Now I can print the paper.
Sam and Max Shocker.
Available at newsstands now.
Do I need a copy of the newspaper to demonstrate that I have this scandal? I guess I'll just ask her.
Hey, guys.
Nope.
We'll be
well,
back.
I'm just going to assume that's done then, and deal with it later if I need to. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Oh, there we are.
It's Sam and Max. I saw you on the telly.
How do you watch TV from in there?
Oh, I've got monitors you don't even know about.
I'm distressed. Hello, Vasco.
Hello, sir.
What ho, old beans?
Do you carry that most esteemed of tabloids, the Alien Love Triangle Times?
No, I don't carry that propaganda. If it's filth you're after, check the newspaper box outside.
This feels like an arbitrary puzzle. I feel like we should have been able to ask Sybil for a single copy after giving her, at no charge, the photo she needed to print her newspaper. Yeah, I only noticed it in the news box when we were already on the cutscene to go inside. I imagine there's some puzzle to it. I might have to shoot it open or something. Thought the scandal would be that the show didn't give you $1 million, but they gave us all those food stamps. It's like roughly equivalent.
We want to buy something.
Yes, quite so.
We come bearing 1 million American dollars.
So
now
stupid.
hand over the voice modulator.
Blimey, food stamps? Oh, I suppose I must accept them. Balderdash government conspiracy. It's hogwash. Complete card swallow. Here then is your chemical-based voice modulator.
Helium balloon with a straw.
Strapped to an inhaler.
But it works. Trust me.
Holy chipmunk, Ari is warbling out of a souped-up 78-speed turntable. It works.
Thanks, Bosco.
I got that going for me. Someone earlier asked if I could mess with the nachos. I think they might be part of a puzzle at some
They're
point.
mine, nachos.
Ketchup, mustard, and purple stuff.
As vaguely referred to on TV.
Now, what's weird is, traditionally purple stuff is some sort of alternative beverage that's not Sunny Delight, which itself isn't orange juice, kind of. I don't know why it doesn't get a nameplate, it just gets a question mark. And it's a condiment. These things are inherently confusing to me.
Sludgies. This week's flavors? Bangers and mash.
That's sausages and potatoes to you, Yanks.
Oh, good. For a second, I thought it was something disgusting.
Hey, now that Neko's here and able to translate British stuff, somehow in recent history, I've come across the term bubbles and squeak multiple times. It's some type of food. Can you translate that into American for me? Purple stuff could be a reference to the purple-colored ketchup. It could be, and I think that was around closer to the time this game came out. But the fact that they say, like, the purple stuff is vaguely referenced on TV, I'm almost certain it's meant to be that very famous Sunny Delight commercial, which I'm sure you can find on YouTube if you haven't already seen it. Can I do something weird with the bathroom now that it's not plot relevant?
Stay out of the loo. It's knackered.
That's fair. Hey, I haven't talked to Max in a while.
What do you think of Bosco's accent?
Please. Even Hugh Grant does a better British accent than Bosco.
Sarah says it's definitely not ketchup. I mean, in fairness, as I indicated last week, there's, you know, there's a tomato image on the ketchup. There's like a little mustard squirt under the mustard. There's definitely like anime style, like, what's it, under the purple stuff.
Just standing in this store, I can feel sugar and preservatives leaching directly into my bloodstream through my skin.
Let's stay here a little longer.
Sometimes Muzak makes me want to commit mayhem.
Almost everything makes me feel that way.
That does seem consistent. By the way, I haven't gotten any feedback. Is audio balance good? Like I said, for some reason I was really struggling to get it right on the PS5. It seemed a lot easier on PC for no discernible reason. Bubbles and Squeak is a peasant dish made using potatoes and cabbage. The name comes from the sounds the ingredients make as they cook. Fair enough. I'd never heard it until like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then I heard it twice, and it seemed like one of those things where I'm like, the universe wants me to have this knowledge, and I just don't know what it is.
Let's do some shopping.
Great!
Alright, let's go try to obtain that newspaper from outside. Oh, it's implied I have
You're
enough money to
famous.
just buy one.
Hooray! Can we begin misbehaving now?
Begin?
Sweet, back to the studio to win Embarrassing Idol, and then we can go
Where are we
on
going,
TV
Sam?
again.
The TV studio.
Goody!
I combine mashed potatoes with cabbage and fry it, which is why it makes loud bubbling sounds. The squeaking comes from the moisture escaping. I don't know why you would add cabbage to mashed potatoes unless you were mad at someone. So, my guess is... use on me.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hey, can I try my pipes out on this thing?
Go right ahead. Frankly, we can use all the contestants we can muster.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
I don't know if I
welcome our
also
next
have to, like,
contestant,
grease the
Sam.
judges.
Hello. I'd like to do a little song I call...
Oh, cool. Do I get to pick? It's Valentine's Day week. Love has a thorny backside. I'm sure there's a correct answer here, and I just don't remember what the judges said last
Love
time.
has a thorny backside.
I am more successful than you.
Chomping on a crunchy silver spoon.
I'm better than you at arts and crafts and the guitar.
Playing cocktail angst on my bassoon.
Pity me!
Road to someday, bits of me are strewn.
And let's hear from our judges.
Bravo! Your wobbly tenor is way better than Peeper's shrill squawking.
You really nailed that high note. Whoa! And you're less sloppy than my brother is. You've got my vote.
Hey! You sing beautifully, and your lyrics are enchanting. But Peepers is my brother, so I pretty much have to vote for him.
Oh.
Remember, folks, on Embarrassing Idol, the decision of the judges must be unanimous. Stay tuned for more exciting action after this.
And we're cut. It's okay to sing again if you want to, by the way. Could improve your chances.
I don't know, maybe Alcadius had the right idea. If I shoot the other contestant, then he won't be that guy's brother. Okay, so here's a different stupid idea. Okay. Then here's a different stupid idea. We'll put some shaving cream in that mug if the hitbox will ever return.
No thanks.
Can I just shave him? Does that do something?
Why did you do that?
I don't know, kind of a sociopath.
That would hardly...
Still doesn't like that idea. Just need to forge adoption documents. That was my first thought too, Demolition. Never take the easy road when you could have like a 90-step puzzle in an adventure game. What do you guys look for in a singer?
Tell me, old judge, what gruesome qualities do you look for in a singing performance?
Fraternity! I'm voting for Peepers no matter what. He's my brother. The one who didn't forget my birthday today, I might add.
I said I was sorry.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. I'm glad somebody remembered.
I said I was sorry. What more do you want?
A treat would be nice.
Isn't this also St. Boniface Day?
Patron saint of carnivorous plants and spiky things? I think that's next week. What kind of perks go with this gig? Do you get fancy dressing rooms and candy sorted by color?
Ooh, craft services food. Have them bring me a roasted Canada goose stuffed with lightly bruised olives, please.
Not likely. I ordered a cake for my birthday, but they never brought it.
I think the craft services crew all went in to watch the Myra show. Like
so we need to use the kitchen to make him a cake.
All we got was a basket of tomatoes. Ugh.
What kind of preposterously un-American weasel are you that you don't like tomatoes?
I like them just fine, but they don't like me.
What do you mean?
I once spent 12 hours in the bathroom after mistakenly eating a cucumber that was sitting next to a tomato on the plate.
Say no more. Can you eat those little cherry tomatoes? They're small.
No! No tomatoes, tomato juice, tomato paste, nothing, or I'll be out of commission for hours.
So I gotta make him a cake entirely made of tomatoes. Pretty sure that's what's happening. I wasn't sure if that was a fact you already knew, Neko, since that she looked up the patron saint of carnivorous plants that they had mentioned. So we have to get him disqualified as a judge, but then we probably have to get someone else to be a judge. I guess then Peepers would be the third judge by default, because he's going to be a judge before.
Enjoy your judging. Catch you later.
Uh-huh.
Be seeing you. Can the chicken be a judge? I don't know. The boundaries of time and space have little meaning here. So I don't know where his dressing room is, and he said not to contact him for like an hour. The cow is just like a regular cow.
Welcome to Cooking Without Looking, the cooking show for the typical bachelor kitchen, containing no fruits, vegetables, or healthy ingredients of any sort. The show where we take a random assortment of condiments and barely edible items and create a meal within minutes. Filling in for Chuck Flagon this week, these guys.
Oh my god, the chef's hat on top of the police hat is so dumb.
Hello,
I love it so
welcome
much.
to the show.
It looks so stupid.
Great to be here.
Not you, Buckethead. The audience.
Oh, greetings, worshipful fans. Remember, the only reason I'm on TV is because I'm better than you.
We've got some furious cooking to do, so let's get right to it.
Yeah, I'm pretty mad about it. A cake for sure, definitely.
Today we're baking a cake. Let's visit our rack of ingredients and add flavoring to the flavoring pail.
I'm pretty sure that's a pot, Sam.
Max, let's leave the cooking to me and the eating to you.
Honestly, this dynamic would make for a pretty good cooking show, not gonna lie.
Daddy does not approve!
Now, the problem is that none of these things immediately appear to be tomato related. Wait, what does Daddy not approve, Sarah? The flavor pail? Do you have an objection to the flavor pail? Monk paste? I don't think I like that.
Make sure to include red dye number 2.
If there's not at least some possibility of malignant tumors, it's not real bachelor cooking.
MSG and lard? Yeah, we could go for that.
Every chef has a signature ingredient that no one has ever heard of or used. Mine's MSG.
If you put in enough that you feel a burning sensation in the back of the neck, forearms, and chest, you're just about there.
Don't skimp on the lard.
That's right. If you take the lard out of
I
lard
like that
ass, all you have is ass.
I like that he's got a lard shaker. Alright, I'll admit, this does make me think of that weird movie I watched on Valentine's Day, so I'll mention it briefly. I've seen it, like, pushed really heavily on Hulu for the last couple months. I don't know if they just got, like, rights to show it or something. It's this indie movie called Spin Me Round, starring Allison Brie and with, like, a few other people you'd probably recognize. And it does have this, like, weird scene where they're, like, trying to get some, like, Italian chef to do something for him, and they don't speak the same language as him. And so, like, the one girl's, like, trying to, like, imply something suggestive, and she's like, quick, mime shaking salts onto your tongue. And if you really think about it, that presents a different sort of visual image. You need asbestos. Yeah, we could throw some of that in there. It's only some sprinkles.
Of course,
yeah.
who could forget the asbestos sprinkles?
This stuff isn't just for school lunches. Real kitchens use it too. Now, do we broil it, Sam?
Right you are, little buddy. Into the oven it goes. And, through the magic of TV cooking show time, one gorgeous, delicious cake. Ready to be binged upon or shared amongst friends.
Oh boy, let's take it with us.
Does it even remotely matter what you put in the cake? Because we just, like, shook some stuff in there, and it became cake. Well, clearly we have to take this back to the convenience store and pour ketchup on it, right? We used red food dye. Yeah, and like lard and asbestos, what's your point? The chemical reaction clearly turned the cake green, or the fact that none of it is food or edible at all might have been a factor. Hard to say. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's just science, Sarah. By the way, that movie, Spin Me Round, it is weird. So, like, it's kind of billed as a romantic comedy, but what it actually is like an anti-romantic comedy. It's, like, very deliberately not. So it's weird that they were pushing it as, like, oh, watch this on Valentine's Day. And I have to say that, like, for, like, the entire first half I was watching it, I'm like, I am not sold on this. And then by the end, I was like, I'm still unconvinced. And then by the next day, I was like, I think I liked that movie. It's very weird. What was the magical dreidel time loop movie called? It's called Round and Round.
A little ketchup is always good on a cake.
God, is that thumbnail worthy? That's an upsetting idea without context. I feel like that's the thing that hung me up when I first played this. Back
Where are
to
we going,
TV.
The TV studio.
Goody!
I don't know how much there's going to be when we finally get into Myra's studio. Was the dreidel made of clay? Nah, it was clearly metal. Maybe silver or something? How will ketchup help? You need something that's seen a tomato before? I mean, he said, like, even the vaguest hint of tomato, which is exactly more or less what ketchup is. Just, like, the suggestion of tomato. And also, like, a lot of sugar. But we don't point that out because I like to pretend that it's not just fully processed plastic.
Happy birthday.
Oh, boy! Birthday cake! That red frosting looks tasty.
Someone tagged me in this image and I don't appreciate it.
Oh, really? Uh-oh. Time out for number 2!
Oh, God.
What the? Darn it! He'd better not be going to see Myra. Well, anyway, we can't wait. We'll just have to finish the show with only 2 judges. Whatever you guys agree on goes.
Vote for me!
So now I just do my act again, and then it will be unanimous? Use it on me.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1.
No, I still had the...
Ladies
okay,
and gentlemen,
that's fine.
please welcome our next contestant, Sam.
Hello. I'd like to do a little song I call...
I'm just gonna do the same thing because it worked out before. Didn't I do...
Just like someone else's song, only somehow better. Chomping on a crunchy silver spoon.
Playing cocktail angst on my bassoon.
Admire
All the
me.
girlies hear me and they swoon.
And let's hear from our judges.
I admire your courage even more than your singing. You've still got my vote.
Thanks, little buddy.
You really nailed that high note. Whoa! And you're less sloppy than my brother is. You've got my vote.
Hey!
All of the remaining judges have agreed. We have
Everything
a winner.
is the same, except I got rid of the guy who caused me to
Congratulations,
lose.
Sam. Here's your recording contract.
In Bottom Records. It's like a dream come true.
Specs, I'll get you for this if it's the last thing I do. Right after I get back from Mount Rushmore.
Rushmore? I'd better go after him.
I just remembered. I have to feed my goldfish.
Are we still taping?
Be sure to join us next time on Embarrassing Idol.
Guess that's the game's way of saying that I should stop interacting with everything because I've completed everything. Yeah, I don't actually know what, if there's like a specific lyric or combination of lyrics that hits that high note. I think that's the only thing you really have to care about. I think the rest of it is fine. I think I just completely lucked into an option that did that and got me there pretty quickly. But didn't we just throw the kid and his brother into the acid? It's a pretty good question, Neko, because like normally I'd be like, well, we're sociopaths, but we're not that bad. But as Sam and Max, like, yeah, we totally do that. I'm not entirely sure what held us back on that one.
Yes? Oh, you two again. Well, what is it?
I have the stuff you asked
You've got the length of one commercial break to explain yourselves.
Remind me what...
Of course, dear. I'll need to see your recording contract, a clip from your TV show, and some evidence of a juicy scandal.
What if we have our own video game?
Video games? Ugh, those things will ruin your eyes. They're awful.
We do have a recording contract. Bin Bottom Records. Take a look. You should have us on as guests.
I like my guests to be celebrities audiences are talking about. Have you been embroiled in any juicy scandals lately?
Our landlady thinks I'm the one who broke the dryer in the basement.
Come back when the media is talking about you. And don't forget to wash behind your ears first.
Well, they really already have the thing you want.
Actually, we graced the cover of the current edition of the Alien Love Triangle Times.
Bag in the background looks like a sad frog.
You'll
It does.
have us on your show now, yes?
Oh, I suppose so. If only so I can talk about America's lamentably endless fascination with depravity.
Yay!
Naturally, I will expect you to be on your best behavior and agree with everything I say and answer every question I have and don't interrupt and keep your elbows off the table and use your indoor voice.
What about...
While you're on my show, you stay in your seats at all times. You do not interrupt me when I'm talking, and you treat the audience with the utmost respect, even if you become less sure with each passing year that they deserve it. Now, I'll call you on stage in a minute.
Gosh, Max. Celebrity is just a never-ending set of arbitrary goals one accomplishes to appease a dismissive and distracted, if not entirely absent, authority figure.
I don't know if I agree, Sam, but I've begun my decadent slide into a depraved personal hell just in case.
Good call, good call. Hey, Angel, welcome to the stream.
Give her a hand, everyone. Bessie Bovine reading from her new book, The Heart Has Four Stomachs, Ruminations on a Life in Hollywood. Out now in all major bookstores.
You see, the cow couldn't be a judge because he was already a guest.
That doesn't mean we're ready to pack it in. We've got the stars of the not-quite-canceled sitcom Midtown Cowboys, who also happen to be the winner and judge of TV's Embarrassing Idol.
Winner and judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sam and
Bit of a
Matt.
conflict of interest, huh?
Hold the hayride, little pal. That bear seems more than slightly hinky, in the mesmeric sense of the term.
Shadier than a fat man's ankles.
Let's take it down like ducks in a gutter.
Hold it! My guests sit at that end.
But that bear has got you...
Sit.
We'll just sit where you want us to, ma'am.
Lovely.
What gives, Sam? Why can't we just grab the bear?
It would appear that the laws of physics are different on the set of a talk show, little buddy. We're gonna have to play along.
Sam and Max, you're talented, hot new celebrities who've taken the entertainment world by storm. So naturally, we all want to hear everything about your involvement in the scandal detailed in the Alien Love Triangle Times.
I feel like the goal is to get her to do a spit take somehow. I'm not sure how to do that. The other winner would have been the other judge's brother. That's an excellent point, Sarah. That's probably not a good contest. I mean, particularly because that other judge was very deliberately like, I will literally only vote for my brother because he's my brother. It's like, that's some really hardcore nepotism. I'll just go in order because I don't know what my goal is at the moment.
There's something you should know about that picture in the Times.
I'm not sure I want to know anything more. Maybe you big Hollywood types thinks it's funny to flaunt your polyplanetary pickups, but the rest of us find alien love triangles frankly disgusting.
But the photo is not quite what it seems.
How so?
It's Hugh Bliss!
It's not a picture of an alien at all. That's Hugh Bliss.
Hugh Bliss? The highly respected founder of Prismatology? Don't be ridiculous. Why, I've had him on my show before, and he certainly isn't green. What are you really hiding?
How much I'm scared of being buffeted by another gust of Hurricane Myra?
Flattery will get you nowhere, mister. I don't know about you, audience, but as a girl, I was taught that flattery was the worst possible way to blah, 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 yak, yak, yak. Blah, 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 yak,
Oh my god, I didn't remember that that's like a direct continuation of the Bigfoot chieftain wife lady from Hit the Road.
Unwise in front of a live studio audience.
I like that there was a point where the voice actress for Myra just like clearly broke and like laughed at her own goofy thing. Why don't you read me these questions or something?
Got a second, little buddy?
Now that we're big stars, I'd normally ask that your people call my people to set up a meeting. But since we're old friends...
According to the ultra-strict rules of talk show reality, we're stuck sitting over here, possibly permanently.
At least it's comfortable.
True, but we can't do much from here.
Celebrities don't always have to do things for themselves. They perform and have people do everything else for them.
The real threat here isn't Myra at all. It's that bear.
I know. Nothing that cute should be allowed to exist.
It has Myra in some sort of hypnotic thrall.
You made that word up.
Possibly, but that doesn't make it less true.
God, I love their dynamic. And for some reason, I'm really enamored by the fact that Max, who's like even more like violent and airheaded than Sam, is like the one who's like obsessed with like linguistic choices. Can I do something to the book boosting up the desk? Maybe.
Never mind.
Then I shall return to the warm womb of manufactured celebrity.
Feels like no.
Can't we sit over there?
You'll sit where you are and like it, mister.
Yes, ma'am.
But what if I soil myself here so I have to sit over there? Occam's razor, after all. Can I, like...
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Ah, yes. Where were we? I think we were discussing the alien love triangle times and that nasty, scandalous affair of yours.
What about... Oh, hang on. Let's talk about Midtown Cowboys. I'm pretty proud of how that came out.
I'd rather talk about our smash hit sitcom, Midtown Cowboys.
Okay, let's talk. You two have become the new breakout stars of a flaccid, dissolute sitcom in its final days. How wonderful for you.
Thanks.
Better than what I got going on.
You certainly did. I had a chance to watch it, and I refused to show it to my audience. It has a shocking joke involving a cow pie. It's a sad commentary on today's culture when the cow pie, once a staple of the American diet, blah, 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 yak, 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 yak.
I see why Myra only lets big stars on her show.
They're easier targets?
If you're big enough, there still might be something left when she's finished.
I'm genuinely a little impressed that I feel like for 2006, the dialogue written for Myra is ahead of its time in terms of just like false incense in regard to like every thing that happens in the media or whatever. So the second time, I did have an option to switch to Max. I don't think I had initially.
Ah, yes. Where were we? I think we were
Let's talk about you.
Let's talk about you, Myra.
Me? What could anyone want to know about me?
Maybe they'd like to know how honored you are to have me, Max, brilliant actor and acerbic wit, on your show.
Are you sure you wouldn't rather talk about your alien love triangle shenanigans?
You could talk about Sam.
I'd like to mention my pal Sam and something that happened the other day.
Anecdotes about other celebrities, even ones as dubious as you two, are always welcome.
Well, I was battering this purse snatcher with a broken parking meter and screaming, "Die! Why won't you die?" And Sam said, "You crack me up, little buddy."
The point being...
He's spreading on Sam's face like, yeah, you had to be there.
Are you sure you wouldn't rather talk about your alien love triangle shenanigans?
I'd like to talk about that charming yet mildly insidious-looking bear on your desk. Can I see it?
I don't know, Sam. Can you?
You fool! You've done it again!
May I see it? please?
No, you may not. And if I may say so, if there's one thing that grills my chicken, it's how our culture is in a state of modal decay. Can is not the same as may. Should is not the same as blah, blah, blah. Yak, blah, 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 blue, blue, blue.
Hopefully she'll be off on her tri-state nagging spree for a while.
Blah, 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 blah. Yak, 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 yak. Put that away right now.
It would seem to make this a little too easy, huh?
I'm not touching that thing. I'd probably get shocked.
Can I touch it with Max? I imagine she also would frown on the tear
Unwise
gas.
in front of a live studio audience.
What if I read her these impossible
She
questions?
appears to have plenty to say already.
Yeah, I did try that, huh? I don't think these game show questions do anything.
No dice.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, Max.
Speak.
We've got to stop this TV program.
Stop it? It's the greatest moment of my deeply superficial life.
Nonetheless, we'll be trapped here forever if we don't do something.
Look, unless you take out Myra or that bear, or both, you'll never stop it. I say, relax and enjoy the unreal, soul-hollowing ride.
Never mind.
Then I shall return to the warm womb of manufactured celebrity.
I'm mildly surprised this doesn't seem more obvious to me, especially with so relatively few options.
May I have a drink of water?
Are you the host of this talk show?
No.
Then no.
Can I...
Would you like some whipped cream for whatever it is you have in that glass?
It's water, so no.
I don't feel like that's a foregone conclusion.
Unwise in front of...
Yeah, I can't use tear gas in it. What if I carbonate it with helium?
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
May I have a drink of water?
Are you the host?
Doesn't seem like the helium does anything here.
I'm not touching that thing. Humanity's not safe while that mis-
Are we part of humanity, Sam?
Not technically, but we're in danger too.
Ah, yes. Where...
I'd like to sing a song from my upcoming album, Feathers and Furious Scribbling.
I'm almost certain the audience might probably enjoy that.
Howling at that drippy old hunk of moon. She's at brunch today with some baboon.
I need to do the helium and then sing. And that is enough to elevate my voice to break the glass and get
Thank
water
you,
on the
Sam,
microphone.
for putting the num back in musical number.
What a wonderful way to remind our audience that you don't have to be talented to be famous. And a perfect segue into my latest tirade about the lamentable state of modern popular music. I mean, blah, 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 yak, 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 bloody, 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 yakety, yak, yak, yak. Blah, 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 yak, 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 bloody, 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 yakety, 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 yak, blah, blah, blah.
Banjo.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. I'd like to sing, if I may.
Is that wise?
Howling at that drippy old hunk of moon.
Whoa! Careful there, Tiger. That was wonderful. I'm so moved I almost don't have a long hectoring screed in me. Oh no, wait! There it is! Thank goodness! Self-referential songwriting is a dangerously blah 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 yak 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 yak.
Okay. It's a good start.
I think it's getting the bear wet, but apart from that, nothing's happening.
I have to do something to get her to move the microphone? Probably? How would I do that? Making a shrill singing sound didn't cause that to happen.
Hey, Max.
Speak.
Never mind.
Then I shall return.
I'm not touching that. I think it's getting...
Ah, yes. Where were we? I think we were discussing the alien love triangle times
All
and
right,
that nasty
so let's think of this with a
scandalous affair
different
of yours.
approach. We've already gotten some value out of reliving the singing contest. Maybe if I choose a different thing that's not quite right about the picture in the Times, that will get some other reaction that will advance
There's
this
more
plot.
you should know about that picture in the Times.
What's that?
It doesn't tell the whole story. There's someone else involved. Someone the picture doesn't show.
How shocking. Who?
The chicken. Wait, who are these other options? Nope, nothing.
Philo Pennyworth.
As I'm sure most of you know, Philo Pennyworth is the actor who plays Mr. Featherly on Midtown Cowboys. And we happen to have him backstage.
Oh.
Let's bring him out.
So bringing
Philo,
someone in
give us
causes her to
your
move the
side.
microphone.
Is it true?
Myra, please, of course not. I'm a veteran of the British stage. I'd never be caught cavorting with a dog, a rabbit, and an alien. It's so 1997.
Yikes!
I doubt we'll hear a more terrifying denial.
This year, anyone who is anyone is all about birds of prey, ring-tailed lemurs, and Bigfoot. No one will ever take you seriously at the Globe Theatre otherwise.
And there you have it. I'm so shocked, I'm going to talk for at least the next 5 minutes about blah, 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 yak, yak, yak. Blah, 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 yak,
We're
yak,
close.
yak, bloody, bloody.
We're close
yes.
here.
Where were we? I think we were discussing the alien love triangle times and...
There's more you...
Maybe she'll position the microphone differently for someone else.
Incredible.
Sure, the cow.
Bessie Bovine, our co-star on Midtown Cowboys.
Maybe we were supposed to notice where the microphone was when she ended her interview earlier. Yep, that was it.
At the risk of making the obvious comment, that was shocking. Is she breathing?
A little, but the creepy teddy bear is toast.
Nuts. I wanted to ask it a few questions, and maybe use it to hypnotize Katie Couric.
Another glorious dream bangs its chin on the dirty pavement. On the bright side, the audience is free to go home.
Hooray!
Oh, I was just getting warmed up. Do you think Myra will have us back on the show again soon?
Speaking of unlikely, did you notice we just had 2 cases in a row involving hypnotic mind control?
Complete coincidence?
Yes, I think so. The cogs of the universe synchronize in ways we're not meant to see.
Speaking of things we're not meant to see, there's a new restaurant at the zoo where you can eat what they feed the animals.
Empty popcorn cartons and cigarette butts?
And processed bread logs loaded with tranquilizers and antidepressants.
Bread logs make me logy. Let's head back to the cooking show set
The
and see if we can figure out how
Toy
to make
Mafia?
fried pork rinds.
Gasp!
Okay, but I get the feet.
It says, I owe her an apology because she knew that the cow would knock it over. I don't think that's true. I don't think either part of it is true. I think you just wanted to see Bessie the cow, which I respect and have no issue with. But I don't think I'm issuing an apology based on that fact. Also, it really has to do more with just like the placement of the microphone. Which, if I had been paying more attention, the game would have given a clue. Which is nice, I do appreciate that. Yeah, another one down. So, gosh, we spent even less time on this one than last week, because last week I got hung up on the psychoanalysis. Man, the first time I played these, I feel like it took me about 3 to 4 hours to finish each one of these. I feel like it makes the most sense to keep each stream to one episode, so maybe we'll just play some filler to round out the stream, something I'm probably not going to bother uploading to YouTube. Some roguelike or some such thing. But yeah, as far as this goes, I enjoyed that quite a lot. I hope that you did also. Continue to look forward to playing these. They are a good time. And like so far I would say I've been like pleasantly surprised at largely how well the puzzles hold up. I mean, like, they kind of have all the hallmarks of any adventure game, right? Like, most entire adventure games have at least, like, one puzzle that's just, like, completely baffling and, like, makes none sense. Or has some sort of logistical problem to it. This case I don't think was that bad. I feel like the closest we got was just the fact that the staged sitcom bit was kind of trial and error-y, but like I genuinely don't think it was that bad. Also, I thought that scene was pretty fun. I think I would have liked there to be a little more substance to the cooking thing. Like, that was fun, but like you could have put like a legitimate puzzle in there, and I don't think that would have like made that case seem like it was particularly overloaded or anything like that. It's like a fun idea that you have to like combine stuff that's not food to make nonsense. And there's something kind of funny about the fact that like you just pick whatever you want and it just makes a cake as long as you declared that you were trying to make a cake. But yeah, like you could just even just like throw it an Easter egg, not even make it a full-blown thing. I mean, I guess the Easter egg of it is just like they have like unique dialogue for every single ingredient, so you could just get them to do a bunch of gags and probably like some of them. I mean, I would say that my choice for best laugh from what we experienced there, surely we didn't do all the dialogue. I'd definitely go with, it's the cow that we've secretly been hiding in our apartment for months with the chef's hat on. Although, I am a big fan of Hugh Bliss. I cannot believe I just completely forgot about Hugh Bliss. Spoiler, we will definitely see more of Hugh Bliss. That is not the last we will see of Hugh Bliss. I don't know. I don't actually remember if he shows up after season 1. There are like some characters who become kind of like core and like are in basically every episode. And there are some who make rarer appearances, and there's some who like never show up again. Oh boy, more Hugh Bliss. Not a Hugh Bliss fan, Castle? I don't know. I think he's really carefully written to be, like, a lot of fun to absolutely hate. Castle says it takes 1 hour to bake a cake at 350 degrees using 3 cups of flour, but only 45 minutes if you make one that's half the size. How much frosting do you need? All other elements are irrelevant when it comes to frosting. You use all of it. You use as much of it as you humanly can without structurally dissolving the cake. But yeah, I mean, like, the trick is, like, there's, like, enough time that I could start another one, but if it... Like, if it's, like, a 2.5 hour one, that's gonna run longer than I want. And I just don't know, because I haven't played these since they were first released. I don't know. So I think I'm going to stick with my previous suggestion, which was, I don't know, we can do some Cobalt Core or something. It's just like, I don't want to get like halfway into a case and then start like splitting them over streams. I mean, like, it might end up being awkward if they're all, like, 2 hours, but I think eventually they start building a little bit in complexity, and they should tend to be a little closer to, like, 3+ hours. But, yeah, for the purpose of this recording, I'm gonna call it there for our installment of Sam and Max today. We'll do something for the live audience, but before we do, let's wrap up things proper and see if we can locate ourselves a secret Squirtle. Somewhere on the couch behind me I've hidden some number of Squirtles. Is it one? Is it many? The only way to know is to seek them out. If you're able to locate a Squirtle, of course it will be an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. So take a look around, see if you can guess where Squirtle might be hiding, and I'll have some of this 100% juice apple. I guess she appreciates the theming and plushy snacks tonight. Well, I mean, like, the food having squishmallows are all Valentine's ones. So a lot of these were on the couch last week. But because we also got Trinity, the pizza-loving Triceratops, I decided to shift the focus so that we now have, like, dinosaurs and dragons and basically terrible thunder lizards, along with animals that have snacks. And then also there's some crabs, because they're sort of important to the branding. It's so interesting that everyone's giving me credit for making a really nice color gradient, when in fact this was completely unintentional. I mean, all according to plan. Got you so good. Just like you. Also, I really have to say, as I alluded to at the start of the stream, for the most part, I did not actually find that controlling this point-and-click game with a console controller was actually bad. I expected it to be pretty rough. And then when I tested it, I was like, maybe it's not so bad. And now, like, I, like, almost stopped being conscious of it by the end of that, really. Anyway, I don't see a lot of guesses, but we can go find out. Pizza Friend and our pterodactyl. Guess is orange. Can you elaborate on that, Demolition? I mean, the most orange thing I have is this Triceratops. That has a Triceratops in it. Alright, let's go take a look. We got a couple guesses. We could start here. In case you didn't see Trinity, she's extremely good. I mean, just look. Heart-shaped pizza with heart-shaped pepperonis. And of course she's an extremely happy Triceratops. Under that Triceratops, and inside a different one, is my angry red dragon. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. It hasn't shown up on the couch a ton. This dragon is also an official Dungeons & Dragons dice bag. He's a weird little fellow. I saw that late guess. Underneath our black dragon. This is Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. It doesn't often play nice because mostly if I set anything on top of it, it kind of squishes his wings, and then it's kind of hard to make out what he is. So also doesn't make it on the couch terribly often. And you can see a little cheeky speck of blue, but it is our affectionately called the cool spot. Our round pillow with a big face on it. Unfortunately, not a Squirtle this time. And we had a guess. Underneath this hot chocolate loving pterodactyl, another dinosaur friend, who is hanging out with yet another dinosaur. This is Charlotte Brontosaur, the little baby Brontosaurus. I think, go ask will Ceratops be in there? Well, of course not, because Ceratops is over here. Right on top of another dinosaur basket, which happens to contain a little something known as a secret Squirtle. Nico says, I finally see the pun in Cool Spot. It's only taken several years. I mean, I wouldn't blame it. I'm not entirely sure whether the 7-Up Cool Spot character is, like, local to the US or whatever. I have no idea. Anyway, we've done it. We found the secret Squirtle, and we haven't saved the world just yet, but we're starting to unravel what's hinted at being perhaps a larger conspiracy. And next week, we'll continue that in the third installment of Sam and Max Save the World, which is one of the ones that has... There are 2 installments from episode 1 that have specific puzzles I got stuck on for a really long time, and those solutions I happen to remember very clearly, which may end up making those shorter installments, but we'll figure that out as we spend more time saving the world. For now, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. In case of short streams like this, be sure to watch live when you'll get to hang out and experience a little bit extra. But we'll be back for the main event with more Sam and Max next Friday. And tomorrow we'll be playing some Super Mario RPG, the recent Nintendo Switch remaster. And that'll also be up on YouTube if you happen to be watching this later. Yeah, take care, everybody. And until I see you next, take care of yourselves. And remember that you are clawsome.